Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kresge Gymnasium in Albion, Michigan. It's the Albion Britons taking on the Olivet Comets. Jim Bellamy, joined by my broadcast partner, Jim Funderburg. And Jim, this is my first time of the season calling volleyball. It's your second, and we're certainly looking forward to having the Britons on the Britain Sports Network tonight for a little volleyball action.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, Jimmy. It's good to have you back. I know you weren't feeling all that well last week, so we read your call in for us at that point in time to get us say hello and all those kind of good things. And it's good to have you now back in the booth with us at this point in time, as we now have audio and everything's working well. And that Kenny Reeker is a magician as he comes over and he tweaks whatever. And Bobby Lee coming over to give you the starting rotations for both these teams right now, Jim. But as you said, man, I'll tell you what, we enjoyed doing that game. We have this one and one more left, and I'm hoping this is something that we're going to be able to plug in and do year in and year out with this volleyball program, because Coach has got a really good system going right now.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. And again, it's a treat to be able to bring volleyball, other sports, because we typically just do football and basketball on the Britain Sports Network, but we love the opportunity to come out and call as many sports as possible. So we appreciate everything that Matt and Bobby has done to get us to this point, and we look forward to bringing you an excellent contest tonight between two very good teams. The Albion Britons come in at 11-5 overall, 2-0 in the conference, and they take on the Olivet Comets, who are 11-4 overall, 1-1 in the conference. And Jim, we'll start with Olivet. Looking back to some recent matches they have won 3 of their last 4. They beat Mount St. Joe on the 20th, 3-1. They played Franklin on the 21st, and they won that 3-2. They swept Kalamazoo on the 24th, 3-0. And then the last match they had was on the 27th against Trine, and that was a home contest where they lost 3-1. Trine, though, again, another really good volleyball team, and what is a pretty deep volleyball conference.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think the MIAA has about as good a volleyball as there is in D3, because you do have perennials in Hope and Calvin that are always in the NCAA tournament. Trine now starting to make their way. Olivet obviously having a pretty good season, and Albion, sure as anything, they're right in the middle of everything at this point in time, with a chance to play all these teams as we look ahead with everything that's going to go on. And the Britons coming in pretty solid too. They've won 4 in a row right now. Beat Mount St. Joe back on the 20th of September 3-1. Franklin at 3-1 as well on the 21st. St. Mary's, the game that we did last week, and then they snuck in a big win against Adrian over the weekend. It seems like everything's 3-1. They go 4 sets. And when we were here last week against St. Mary's, it's hard to sweep a team 3 sets, because you lose that first one, and the hair kind of comes back on the back of your neck on that other team, like we're not going to let you get the second one. So that one gets tough. Well, if you lose that second one, boy, then you're in for a real battle in game number 3, and that's exactly what St. Mary's gave us in that 3rd set. And then it did take 4 to take it home, so we didn't have to go into that 5th set the other day. But it does seem like Albion is going forward with almost everybody. Good possibility this one could go 4 tonight too, Jim.
Yeah, and the momentum is something that always fascinates me, especially with a team sport like volleyball. You said how difficult it is, and you're absolutely right, to sweep a team. Momentum-wise, it's easy when, some of the other sports we call football, for example. You look at a team who may be up, say, 3 or 4 scores. Sometimes they take the foot off the pedal a little bit, and they don't realize they're doing it, but they kind of maybe, pull back just a little bit.
Yeah.
And so, the teams that sweep, you got to think that they're bringing the intensity 3 straight sets, and the Britons are certainly doing that. When you're winning 3-1, you're still bringing the intensity pretty much the entire time. The other team, of course, if you're losing 3-1, there's a lot of pride and a lot of ability on both sides of the net, and you certainly expect a pretty even matchup tonight. Coming up for the Britons after this contest with the Comets, they are going to Wheaton, Illinois, to play a couple of good teams, North Central Illinois and Wheaton on the 4th. They are scheduled to travel to Alma on the 8th. And then they have matchups with Calvin and Hope on the 11th and the 16th coming up. Let's take a look at the MIAA standings. Albion sits atop the MIAA with a 2-0 conference record, 11-5 overall. Half a game overall lead over Trine. Trine also 2-0, 11-6 overall in the season. Calvin, the only other undefeated team at 1-0, and an excellent 12-1 record overall, Jim.
Yeah, you take a look at that, and you look at the Calvin ladies. They're the team that everybody picked to be the top team here in the conference this year, and rightfully so. Only that one conference game that they've got under their belt right now, but they are 1-0, and they've only lost one time all year long, and they're going to be one that you're going to circle every time you have to play them. That when you've got those guys on your calendar, you know you're going to get a dogfight. You also know with Trine you're going to get a dogfight, and Hope kind of surprising right now at 1-1 and 11-4, but I'm not sure that loss might have been to Calvin. I'm going to do a little digging for you on that one.
Yeah, and the bottom end of the conference there, St. Mary's, the team the Britons just faced recently. Kalamazoo and Adrian all have yet to taste victory in the conference. The schedule coming up for the MIAA tonight, there are 4 contests taking place. Alma is visiting Trine. That's a 6:30 start. Olivet and Albion. The matchup you're watching right now will also start at first serve at 6:30. And then 7 o'clock first serve scheduled for Kalamazoo at Calvin and Adrian at St. Mary's, Indiana. Coming up on the 4th, as you see on your screen, Albion is traveling to North Central Illinois. And actually they're going to Wheaton, and they'll be playing North Central and Wheaton that evening at 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Alma will be at Coe, and Kalamazoo will be at St. Mary's, Indiana. For complete information on MIAA schedules, you can go to MIAA.org. And of course, for Albion Britain's sports information for all the fall sports, Jim, you can go to gobrits.com. With that, we had some student athletes recently, Jim, who were recognized for excellence. Why don't you tell the folks at home some of these athletes of the week? Well,
you know what? This does not happen very often. It's not unusual in fall sports if you'll have 1 or 2 or even 3 athletes who end up being honored as the athletes of the week in their sport in the fall. But this week, for the week of September the 30th, 5 Britons were honored by the MIAA. Kyle Smith and Jordan Revenaugh in cross country, Patrick Smoker in men's tennis, Kate Winter in volleyball, and Joel Zaretti in men's soccer. They're all among the MIAA Athletic Association Athletes of the Week. Smith, a senior from Jonesville, Michigan, and Revenaugh, a junior from Rochester, Michigan, who prepped at Adams High School, were near the front of the pack as Albion braved chilly conditions in Chicago for the Loyola Lakefront Invitational. Smith helped the Albion men to an 8th place finish out of 31 teams in the meet. When he was 6th runner to complete the 8K course, he reached the finish line in 26 minutes and 9 seconds, which is a time that I'm sure only a guy like you or Jimmy Bellamy could pull that off, I would think. Jordan Revenaugh finished 3rd out of 276 runners in the women's 5K race. She reached the finish line in 19 minutes, helping Albion finish 15th out of 30 teams in the meet. The next meet for Albion's cross-country runners is the Inter-Regional Rumble in Oberlin, Ohio on October the 19th. And again, when you run like that, you need a little time off. If I'm going to run either one of those races, you're going to probably retire my jersey for the rest of the season. Now, there were a couple of other folks who were honored by the conference this week that are Albions that wear the purple and gold as well. Patrick Smoker, a sophomore who prepped at Kalamazoo Central, won the tiebreaker to decide the number 3 singles match, 6-3, 6-7, 5-7, 10-6, and lift Albion to a 5-4 victory over Alma last Friday. Smoker teamed up with Matthew Zarnecki. There's a name that we're familiar with from the football field. Brothers there, or cousins, I'm not sure, for an 8-3 victory in the number 2 doubles match. In singles, Patrick commanded first set and battled throughout the remainder of the match as the opponent stepped up his game, according to the coach. The men's tennis team will complete its fall semester competition schedule on Friday with a match at Concordia University in Ann Arbor. And then more close to home here with the volleyball team, the right side hitter from White Lake, Michigan and Lakeland High School, Kate Winter, helped the Britain volleyball team score 4-set victories over St. Mary's and Adrian in the opening week of the MIAA competition. She achieved a .267 hitting percentage with 29 kills and 9 errors and 75 attacks. Winter has achieved double figures in kills, including an Albion record 24 in the 4-set victory over Franklin. And she, again, named the MIAA Conference Player of the Week in volleyball. The Britons, obviously, as you said, Jimmy, tonight we have a great game with Olivet. Then we head over to the Illinois area for a doubleheader against a couple of real tough volleyball teams in North Central and Wheaton. And finally, Joel Zaretti, a junior from Troy, Michigan, thwarted Bluffton University in the early stages of its attack to gain the Defensive Player of the Week award. Albion's head men's soccer coach added that Joel has been very good at keeping the ball moving for the team, eliminating opportunities for the other team to even start to form any kind of attack. Albion defeated Bluffton 3-1 last Friday for its 4th victory in a row. The Britons boast a 5-4-1 record heading into its MIAA opener on October the 8th at Trine University. So should be an interesting week here as we go through this one. But any time that you can come up with 5 athletes in 4 different sports who get honored as the athletes of the week by the conference, boy, it's been a pretty darn good week for your athletic department.
Yeah, and you have to love that. It's a very deep fall sports roster for the Albion College Britons, and to be recognized for that much excellence says a lot about not only student athletes but the school and the coaching staff that helps prepare those young men and women. So hats off to them. And real quick, Jim, on a lighter note, one of those old sayings, if you see me running, you better run too, because something big is chasing. I think is kind of how I would always regard myself as running.
And that's the only way that we're going to get you to run, is what I'm understanding you telling me at this point in time?
That is absolutely correct.
Hey, I did a little digging over here to check on that Calvin loss for this year, okay? And they got beat by Chicago. That's their only loss, 3-1 at Chicago on Wednesday, the 18th of September. And they just took care of basically Hope 3-0. So
and Trine
3-0. So both of them on the road. So you want to know how solid Calvin is?
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're going to be the team that you're going to have to get through if you're going to want to take the big trophy home this year.
Well, let's take a look at the 2 teams at a glance. Let's start with the visiting Olivet Comets. They are 11-4 overall. They have won 3 of their last 4, and as we mentioned, they lost their last match against Trine 3-1. They are 2-1 away from home so far this season, and 8-2 on neutral sites. Their per set averages, they get just over 11 kills per set, just over 10 assists, 1.5 blocks, just over 2 serving aces, and about 18.5 digs. We'll talk a little bit more as we kind of break down those numbers about what appears to be a pretty defensively sound Olivet squad. The team has 122 service aces, and they've only surrendered 79. So again, I think that's a stat that kind of talks about or speaks to the defensive abilities of the Comet squad. The team is led in kills by Morgan Champion. She has 145, and Lakin Grohl has 142. So those are your Twin Towers, so to speak. Nobody else is above 90 statistically.
There you go.
So if you're looking for the odds-on favorites to be the ones to approach the net and get the kill, it would be Champion and Grohl. Madeline Notenbaum with 393 as their primary setter. The next highest is Abigail Prey, who only has 85. So again, you're looking at people who are plugged into specific positions, playing to their strengths, and I think that's a big part of why the Comets are so successful this season. Diggs leaders include Gabrielle Munt with 275, Drew Mullen with 211, Madeline Notenbaum with 195, and Mia Parker has 169. So, Jim, I think that's the other statistic that speaks to how defensively sound this Olivet Comets squad is.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they play a lot of great volleyball here in the MIAA. There's no doubt about that. Let me clarify one thing, too, for the folks that are listening and maybe really paying attention at home right now. We said that Calvin had just defeated Trine. That was in a tournament that they had at their place with Bluffton and Trine. It was a non-conference win. They've got Trine coming up as part of the conference, so they're 1-0 in the conference, as we showed on our chart here to open everything up today. They beat Hope 3-0, and they have Trine then that they will get together with at their place on October the 8th, which will be a big contest as well. So we'll talk about a heavily loaded early part of your volleyball season. You've got Hope and Trine both in the first 2 weeks of your MIAA season. That makes for a pretty tough way to open things up for 2019.
Well, and the Olivet Comets are led by Megan Merchant. This is her 8th season as a head coach, and she is the winningest volleyball coach in school history. So you'd have to think if someone understands the game and is able to put some long-term success together, it is Coach Merchant. And again, playing a really difficult early conference season schedule is going to do one of two things for you. It's either going to test your mettle and make you great, or it's going to completely break you apart.
Yeah.
And I think that, again, 8 seasons in, winningest coach, I think she knows how to get the young ladies prepared to weather the storm. She is also, her husband Andy is the Comets head basketball coach.
Wow. Isn't
and
that
Andy
something,
is starting his 4th season this winter too. So a neat little tidbit of information about husband and wife both coaching for one school. And again, 8th season, winningest coach. I think she knows how to get it done on that side.
Yeah, I think so too. It's going to be interesting. And I'll tell you what, when you have a conference that is as good as at any kind of sport like volleyball as this one is, you're also going to attract really good coaching into that system as well, because coaches are pretty competitive folks too. They don't want to go to a conference where they've got no other competition. They're just going to dominate everything and not have any pushback whatsoever. They're athletes. They want a little competition. Obviously they'd like to win that competition, but I think if you talk to any of the coaches in this conference, one of the things that attracts them to the MIAA for volleyball is just the depth that is here year in and year out. And it is more difficult oftentimes to get into the NCAA because you've got so much talent in this conference. And 2 spots in the NCAA from any conference is a lot. So if you're 3rd, most of the time you're sitting home watching it.
Yeah,
and even though you've got a really good team working with you,
and as evenly matched as you saw the standings. Now, granted, we're only a couple conference games into the schedule, so the conference standings really don't matter a whole lot yet. But you look at the overall standings, it's probably a fairly good predictor of where the teams are going to end up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
The teams that have lost the fewest games, you probably think are going to be near the top of the conference near the end of the season. Now, you get that anomaly that sneaks by every once in a while that may go 500 early, and then they might get on a nice run, get 5 or 6 in a row, and end up in the top third of the conference and get their way into the postseason. But again, because the conference is so deep, and you only get that one automatic bid, probably. That's it's the sad reality of being in an evenly matched up conference.
Yeah. The other side of that is that since it is so evenly matched, most of the coaches around the country know it, and that's why oftentimes the MIAA get 2 teams into that in that postseason on the volleyball side. But again, you could have a team that would be dominating some other conferences around the area, end up 3rd or 4th in this conference, and have to sit home year after year after year after year after year trying to get over that bump there. Did we look at Albion already? I was busy doing some things, and I wasn't sure whether you got that covered or not. How's that?
Before we switch gears to go to the Britons, we want to remind folks in the upper left side of your screen right there, you see the email address. If you are watching the matchup this evening and enjoying the broadcast, we'd love for you to send us a note at webcast@albion.edu. Let us know where you're watching. We get viewers, Jim, like I mentioned before, we do football, basketball. Now we're into volleyball, and we're certainly excited to do that. We get viewers from all over the country, and in some cases, different parts of the world. So we're always looking forward to hearing from you. Please drop us a line. Let us know where you're watching. If you have a family member who's on the squad or on the coaching staff, let us know that too. Or if you're an alum, homecoming's coming up this weekend. So we'd certainly love to connect with you that way too. Let's take a look at the Albion Britons, Jim.
No problem, man. And don't forget, we will have the Albion-Alma football game this Saturday afternoon, the homecoming game. If you can't get back, follow us here on the Britain Sports Network. Albion at a glance all over for the year right now, 11-5 on a 4-match win streak. They've won 6 of their last 8. They're 4-1 at home so far, with recent home victories over Mount St. Joe, 3-1 sets. Mount St. Mary's, 3-1. They come out of Indiana, or Notre Dame, in fact. Per set averages 12, just over 12 kills, just over 11 assists, just over 2 blocks, almost 2 serving aces per set, and also 17 digs per set. Team is led in kills by Kate Wintner, Winter, who we talked about today a little bit, as being honored by the conference with 182 kills here on the season, and Kelly Gustafson with 151, and Chloe Weber with 133. So you have kind of that three-headed monster there, Jim, that will get back up there and send it flying back your way at a very elevated level of speed. Grace Van Dorn with 366 sets, and Ava Smith with 168 are the two top setters on the team. Dig leaders include Jenna Curry with 260, and Kelsey Gustafson with 181. Grace Van Dorn with 162, and Cameron Haley with 122. Well-balanced team, gets up and defends that net extremely well. Don't make a lot of mistakes on their service, and basically is just a tough out, especially when you're coming here to the Kresge, when you're playing in front of a crowd that is a little bit loud, as you can hear behind us. And this gym just kind of adds to that level of excitement, and we're having a whole bunch of purple and gold walking in the door right now on the other side. So this place is going to be rocking tonight, Jimmy.
And that's one of the things, Jim, that I was really curious to watch when I watched the broadcast with you and Randy recently here on the Britain Sports Network, was the ability of the Britons to defend the net. I saw a good amount of height, I saw a good amount of ups, and I saw a lot of intensity on the Britain squad. There were no easy points for the Bells the other night, and so I certainly look to see that intensity again. I know they did a good job mixing the kills with the drop shots, I guess you'd call them. The setter typically has the prerogative of doing that, or the person who's spiking sometimes will kind of take a little bit off. But again, it's just, you see a lot of intensity, especially on the defensive side, going for those blocks and getting the digs. So it's something that we're going to want to see how intense the Britons are to start this matchup, and also how intense the Comets will be, because as we mentioned before, the statistics show that the Comets are also a very defensively sound squad. This is going to be a very even and very enjoyable matchup.
This one might go 5 tonight. You never can tell. The Britons have already made their change into their game time jerseys. They'll be in the white tonight with the purple numbers, and also the purple Albion across their chest. And right at this point in time, Olivet now has made their swap, and they will be in the gray uniforms tonight with the red and white trim and the white stripes up the side of their shirts. It should be a lot of fun, and as you said, Jim, this could be, well, you're in the conference now, it is every game counts, every game's important, especially when you're tracking teams who you don't expect to lose many times in the conference this year. So you got to get all the accessories that you need to get at home, and then you got to pick out maybe a win here and there over somebody that they don't expect you to, like a Trine or a Calvin, if you're going to be able to end up on the top of the heap by the time this entire season's over. And
Jim, we also want to mention that tonight is senior night. So after the matchup tonight, the Britons will pause to recognize seniors Brielle Brown, Kelsey Gustafson, and Rochelle Hawkins. So the 3 seniors on the Britain squad will be honored after the match tonight. You know what? We forgot we do have the head coach of Albion Britons and Bobby Lee, so why don't we go to that right now as we get ready for the tip tonight.
I think we had to put just a more priority on blocking, especially playing 2 teams with that set their outsides a lot, but just a little bit different style outsides. So we knew we had to block pretty well against St. Mary's, and we knew we needed to be in system and run fast tempo offense against Adrian. And then the things that Adrian did pretty well against us too is also block well, which they always do every time we play them. So we really had to just elevate our level of play defensively to try to extend rallies and then put the pressure back on them. On the road in the single round, it really kind of changes the feel of each one of those matches. I think anytime we're a little bit of a road warrior team this year, we travel a lot, so our team's pretty used to playing on the road. Probably we're more used to playing on the road than at Kresge at this point. But any of those conference wins away are really, really important and great for our morale. Kate is having such a great week, and I think she's just elevated her level of play so much, especially in her out-of-system game, and then she's kind of transforming into one of our best offensive weapons, and she's someone we really rely on. We're really proud of her. We've had they've been a group that's worked so hard over the course of 4 years, and especially playing a couple of different roles. Brielle's probably played everything in her career, and same as Rochelle have done hitting, defensive work, and they do all of those things in practice. Kelsey came in as a middle and really had to kind of transform her entire game into becoming a 6 rotation outside hitter, and that's taken a lot of time, for her to really feel comfortable there. So I'm just really proud of all 3 of their growths and how they choose to lead our program. So they are it's just extremely defensive. They scrap against everybody, so they make it really hard for teams to score. So we really are going to have to rely on us being able to do the same thing, running fast tempo offense, which is the things that we really strive to do well, and just be in system.
So Bobby Lee gets us all set with the starting lineups for the Comets of Olivet. Audrey Lama, Drew Mullen, Morgan Schneider, Morgan Champion, and Madeline Notenbaum and Lakin Grohl. The libero is Gabrielle Munt. For the Britons, Kate Winter, Alexa Hitchko, Kelsey Gustafson, Chloe Weber, Cameron Haley, Grace Van Dorn, and the libero is number 2, Jenna Curry. And we already have a few emails, so we'll take a quick second to say hello to a few folks. Jim, Emily Blackburn is watching, says thanks for the volleyball warm-up, but her daughter is number 19 from Olivet, Kennedy Blackburn. Parents couldn't make it, but they appreciate the broadcast. And also, Rob Jones says, Brit football dad here, supporting and watching Lady Brits volleyball, which is awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and for sending us a note. And don't forget, webcast at albion.edu is how you get a hold of us.
Send us a note. Let us know what's going on. And if you're enjoying the broadcast or whatever else that's going on, we'll try to keep an eye tonight around the conference as well, as Alma is at Trine, and it's a game that is scheduled to start at the same time this one does. Then Kalamazoo will be at Calvin, and Adrian at St. Mary's. They're both 7 o'clock games, so we'll try to keep you updated with what's going on around the conference here tonight as well. With that, we're going to hand it over to my buddy Big Jim. Big Jim Bellamy going to call the game story tonight. Jim, take her away.
All right. Waiting for first service right now as the officials are getting the rotation set. They've already taken care of the Britons, and you see the libero come out for Olivet. That's Gabrielle Munt wearing the number 1, the red jersey. And as we mentioned before, Jenna Curry for the Britons wearing the libero number 2, the purple jersey, on the left side of your screen as the Comets get ready to serve. Set number 1, best of 5 MIAA volleyball action. Soft serve coming over, received by the Britons. Spike opportunity in there. Point number 1 to the Britons. That's Kelsey Gustafson. Jim, exactly who we said in the setup was going to be one of their primary offensive weapons. And just like that, and now she serves as well.
It's funny how they rotate around like that, and she has a big hit, though. I wouldn't want to get in front of that big slam that she just put down.
Not at all. There's the defense. Might lead to a point. Oh, good tap back by Olivet. We'll catch a number there momentarily. That was number 9, Madeline Notenbaum. Heads up play, because that one looked like everything was going the Britons' way, but a heads up poke back over the net levels it at 1.
Yeah, it really does. And, I tell you what, just when you think you have a little bit of momentum at the beginning, it can go away just that quickly in this game.
Olivet going to have to really hustle to get that one over. They do. Britons, though, look set. Good dig there. Again, Olivet, very strong defensive team, but they're playing another good, strong defensive team, and they're wearing the white jerseys tonight.
This ball might stay in the air an awful lot more than normal tonight, Jim, because they got a couple of young ladies that can get down and dig that thing right up the Kresge Gymnasium floor.
That's Kate Winter on the kill right there. Got the deflection, but the deflection went into a soft spot in the Comets' coverage on the far side of the court. And the Britons now serving up 2-1. Curry to serve, the left-hander. Gets it over, and that's knocked out by Drew Mullen. So a miss hit right there, and a service winner for the Britons makes it 3-1.
Love to have a handful of those to kind of open up a gap here early in set number 1.
Hits the net, top of the net, and that's going to go point to the Comets and side out as we get.
Number 8 coming in is Mia Parker.
Yep, so Mia Parker, the junior, 5'6", from Kalamazoo, Michigan, set to serve. Down 2-3. Have to get this one over. So the Comets now look on the attack. Good dig. That one's coming back. That one's going, oh. I thought that was going out, Jim. Good kill by number 22, Ellie Louisel right there.
Big left-handed swat on that one. Ellie got up there nice and high and just slammed that one home.
6'3" freshman from Charlevoix, Jim. Every bit of 6'3".
That doesn't hurt any.
That one's, oh, I thought that was going to hit the crossbar up top.
I tell you, that's one thing we talked to the coach about in the post-game the other night. You know, it is just one of the things you have to learn about the different gyms around the conference. Here at the Kresge, you got hardware hanging from the ceiling.
Shelby Palmer, number 13, with the right-handed kill from the far side of the court. As we get substitutions for the Britons, we'll catch the updated lineups here momentarily. But the Britons now lead 4-3.
Ava Smith, there's the young lady that came in.
And she's on serve. Oh, that one's, yep. That was going back over the net. That's Madeline Nottenbaum, who reached over the net to keep that play alive. But that net, you know, you can't cross it. 5-3, Britons still on serve.
Ball had already gone across, and she kind of brought it back home with her there.
Good block by the Britons right there. Man, they get up.
Offside hitter. I think it was Chloe Weber that got up there and knocked it back home.
Weber and also Jessie Hepner, number 15. Hepner 6'1", Weber 5'10". I'm telling you, these players have some serious hops, Jim. 6'3" Britons. Soft serve. Incredible that wasn't already. Oh, they're saying she must have gone over the net right there on the kill attempt.
Ball goes back to Olivet.
Coach is looking for a clarification.
Yeah, we're getting a clarification now. We're talking
because they already called the point to the Comets, but now it looks like they reversed it.
Yep, it does.
Is that the case?
Looks like it. Looks like the the official on this side overruled and gave the point back to the Brits and the serve back to the Brits to Ava Smith.
So instead of 6-4, it's now 7-3. The Brits on serve. That was a bizarre end to that play because the ball wasn't dead when they called that. Comets receive.
I'll tell you what.
Second kill, Jim, by Louisel.
The thing that always amazes me is that back set that they'll set up just like that, Jimmy, where, you know, you expect it's coming down the line towards you, and the next thing you know, it goes over the head, and then you've got that nice, tall, young freshman over there to basically take care of it for you.
Second kill of the set so far for Louisel. Wow. You had two Britons that were ready to just annihilate that one right there. See if did they give that one to Weber?
I think Weber was the young lady that was accommodated on that one.
Either that or Gustafson, I believe.
I believe it was Weber on the kill.
8-4 Britons on serve as Cameron Haley, the 5'6" junior from Battle Creek, gets ready to serve. A lot of mustard on that one, Jim. Good dig. kill opportunity. Yep. That one.
And the error on Olivet will send the ball back to the backcourt there of the Britons.
Again, the defensive statistics for the Comets, Jim, have been very impressive this season, but this is a very intense Britain squad.
And they get off the two games we've seen, they seem to be able to get off to a really good, fast start, as they're doing here tonight, as they now at that point make it 10-4.
Jesse Hepner with the kill right there. 10-4, Britons on serve. Timeout. 10 serving 4 as Cameron Haley, number 11. That's where the number 11 came from. Getting ready to be on serve. And again, shoot us an email if you're watching tonight's match, webcast at albion.edu. We get some replays dialed up. There's one of the kills by Louiselle. Again, she's a 6'3" freshman from Charlevoix. But this has been a first set, Jim, that has been dominated by the offensive prowess of the Britons.
Looking for other scores, Tryon and Alma, but both sides right now we don't have any stats on this one as well. And I think what I remember from last week is stats kind of flowed in at the end of the sets. And again, 0-0 for Alma and Tryon, the other game that's going on right now. But we'll keep you updated as the night goes on. Not only what's happening here at the Kresge, but also what's happening around the conference on a kind of a rainy Wednesday night here in Albion, Michigan.
And we'll give you some reads here momentarily, but again, this is such a fast-paced sport that we'll have to be kind of strategic. It's like trying to read in the middle of a no-huddle for Coach Beer on Saturday. But again, we're so happy that you're joining us on a Wednesday night here at the Kresge Gymnasium for some Britons volleyball. That one goes out on the serve. Service error there by Cameron Haley.
Again, all you have to do is touch that line with any little fraction of the ball. That kind of got us last week as well, because some of them are so close. 90% of that ball can be off the field of play, and that last little bit of it touches that line, and it's good.
Schneider on the serve for the Comets. This one's going to be trouble. Oh, the Britons might have done him a favor right there, Jim. Good dig.
Nice little touch.
That one hit the ground.
Oh, yeah, hold on a minute.
That one, okay.
They're still going.
That one definitely
hit the ground.
The last one did too.
I thought the last one bounced as well. Doesn't matter. The official right there on the scene must have seen something we didn't from our little bird's nest up here on the top of the Kresge.
Britons now up 11, serving 5.
Rochelle Hawkins.
Angle there by Hawkins, Jim.
And all of the support that some of these young ladies have, a very physical game. I'm sure there's a lot of strained muscles, a lot of stretched muscles. Tweak this, tweak that, and you notice a lot of these young ladies with the wraps on the legs and the thighs and the backs. It breaks me just watching it, Jimmy. If I hit that ball one time or got up and got slammed like that, there probably would be pieces you'd be pulling off the floor.
Well, it's not just hitting the ball, it's hitting the floor to go get the ball.
No doubt about that. Nice play off the rafter. Good return by the Brits. And they're going to say that Olivet was
net, or maybe made contact with the net.
Yep.
So good defense there by the Britons. A little too close there as it's now 11-7. The Comets down 4, but on serve. As Mullen on the serve, number 4. That takes care of that. Jesse Hepner, number 15, on the kill. 12-7 Britons now on serve. And it looks like Cameron Haley getting ready to serve. Nope, she's standing by the back line.
Hepner outwin her back into the game here for the Britons.
And Grace Van Doren, the junior, number 12, on serve. Good block, but knocked it out of bounds, so that's a kill for the Comets, Jim.
Winter and Hitchko, both of them up there, but that ball just ricocheted off them and out of bounds.
Libero on serve for the Comets. Good save there by the Comets. Now an attempted spike, but a great block. Good double team block by Gustafson and Weber.
Shelby Palmer now in for the Albion Britons.
If they're going to give Gustafson the credit on the block right there. And the Britons will get it back, looking for the attack. That's number 4, Kate Winter. The southpaw goes near side to us and then hits it cross court.
You know, I always wondered, it happened so quickly, how many of those do you honestly see, and how many of them do you just kind of accidentally hit to the right spot?
I hit the Comet player on the arm and the head right there. And the kill. Going back over, I believe was that Hitchcock?
Yeah. I tell you what, it's fun to watch this front line for Albion. They're very active, and not a lot comes through them, that's for darn sure.
Great serve to the back line right there. But a good kill by Morgan Champion. Champion, one of those players who we talked about in the Open, Jim.
Yeah.
One of your biggest offensive threats.
Just we say that, man, the senior from Delton, Michigan, just absolutely finds the spot and then drills it through everybody. Service error there. Boy, you don't see that very often on this conference either.
Madeline Notenbaum right there, the senior, hits that one in the net, makes it 16-9. The Britons on serve as Jenna Curry, the 5'5" sophomore, on serve. Deep serve. Gonna have a tough time getting this one over effectively. Hit it off the side, around the side of the net, and it went out as well. So either way, the deep serve is really what set that point up, as it makes it 17-9 Britons. That one a little too deep. And out off the back line. Substitution. Mia Parker comes in for Morgan Champion for the Comets, and Parker now heads back to serve as they trail 10-17 here in set number 1. Near kill right there by the Britons. Can they capitalize? Nope, good dig. This is a good Comets defense, Jim. Ball into the net, and that'll make it now 11-17 Comets on serve as just Parker continues to serve.
Just when you think you had a little bit of a gap there and you start to put it in cruise control, a couple points in a row and Olivet right back in this thing.
Such a momentum-based sport. Good block. Britton still in the offense. Good dig. Olivet now. Oh, weak shot over. Britons make control. And they get the point. I think that was Chloe Weber on the kill right there.
There's 6 of you out there. Sometimes it seems like there's 12 or 13, and then at other times you wonder how in the world you had a space that wide open for somebody to hit it to.
Britons make a couple substitution, I believe. Van Dorn and Ava Smith check in, and Smith on serve. 18-11, set number 1, best of 5. Good serve received. Kill denied. Into the net, point Albion.
Brits right there to make it difficult.
Makes it 19-11 as Ava Smith, the sophomore, stays on serve.
Ava has talked about maybe being a sideline correspondent with us here for the other side of the network.
Good block right there. That's Weber and Palmer. It's like a wall, Jim, as the Comets take a timeout. It really is like a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, both teams are playing fantastic defense, but the Britons' defense is just on fire so far in set number 1, up 20-11.
5 points away from taking set number 1. For the 4th straight year, Albion will proudly host the Big Read in October. Pride, a 21st century take on the 19th century's beloved Pride and Prejudice, is the focus of programming this year throughout October. The Big Read Readers sponsors a number of community book discussions led by Albion Youth. Films and special events round out the month-long celebration of reading together. So see albionbigread.org for more information.
Again, we'll try to keep you updated on scores around the conference tonight. Imagine everything is probably progressing at about the same pace we have here. So most of the games that had a 6:30 first serve. We're probably still in set number 1, and then I believe we had a couple in the 7 o'clock start time.
Yes.
So as we progress into set 2 and set 3, I'm sure some of those scores will trickle in. Again, GoBrits.com for your Albion College fall sports information, MIAA.org, MIAA.org, I should say, for all of the conference action, including the schedule and the results of tonight and all week's contest of fall sports. Smith on serve, up 20-11. Comets looked a little bit out of sorts off that timeout. See if they can recover. Drop shot over, well received by the Comets. Good dig.
Smith got down on the floor for that one.
Excellent rally. This one looks like the Britons' point. Ooh, good block there. Now a 2 wants it more at this point. What a save. Came over the net.
What a rally back and forth.
That looked like 4 hits. That's 3, yep. What a rally. Oh! Ava Smith says, with all the power in this offense, I'm going to win this point with pure finesse.
And I'll tell you what, that is what Ava has been so good at in the last week when we saw her play. She just kind of sneaks up on you and just floats one over where everybody isn't.
21-11, 2 Comets in the area to receive. They need to stop the bleeding, so to speak. Can they get a point here to rebound? They do. Lakin Grohl, number 25, 6-foot junior out of Kalamazoo, gets the kill right there, and a desperately needed point for the Comets.
Yeah, they definitely did. Again, best 3 out of 5.
Aarons with the, looked like the service winner, but they were able to get that one back across the net.
I think that was a foot dig there for a minute there. It looked like it came off a shin in the middle of that attack.
Typically not allowed to do that in volleyball, I don't believe. Soccer, maybe. Another good block. That's 22, Ellie Louiselle.
Chloe Weber thought she was going to pound that one through.
No, you don't want to hit it towards her side. But again, that's the challenge of volleyball. Strength on strength. That one goes long.
Hoping somebody touched that one, but I don't think anybody got a fingertip on that one before it entered the field of play.
Small run here by the Comets to cut it to 15-21. Ava Smith going for the set, mistimed the jump, and we get a timeout by the Britons. 21-16, the Britons lead. The Comets on serve here in set number 1, best of 5 at the Kresge Gymnasium.
Hey, I want to remind you the Athletic Hall of Fame will be on the field here this weekend as we do the football game. Albion College Athletic Hall of Fame received 8 new members. Some of the Albion's finest football and tennis teams are going to be introducing new members. Charles Aldrich, of all MIAA performer on track, and the Britain's most improved cross-country runner. He's from the class of 75. Caitlin Bowman, the women's soccer goalkeeper, who was the 2007 MIAA MVP and 4-time MIAA pick, are 2 of the members of the new class going into the Hall of Fame, and we're going to get a chance to show all of them to you this Saturday afternoon when we do the Alma Britons football game here on the Britain Sports Network.
Comets trailing 21-16 in set number 1. This looked like it was going to be a runaway first set by the Britons, but again, it's such a momentum sport. Comets have really clawed their way back in. Britons looking for a drop shot right there. Comets doing the same. Both teams controlling. That one's long. Miss hit by Shelby Palmer right there. Goes back corner. 21-17. Is that about a 5-point run, I believe, for the Comets now? 4 or 5 in a row. Good dig. They're going to have to get this one over. And they do. So the Comets look to be in control. This one goes into the net. An uncharacteristic miss hit by Ellie Louiselle. And that's a much-needed point, despite the fact that the Britons were up.
Yeah, no.
That's a much-needed point for the Britons.
Needed to break that momentum a little bit, get it back on your side of the court here. Maybe get a couple of service points and wrap this thing up.
Rare miss hit by Louis Sell, who has 2 or 3 kills so far in set number 1. Good dig.
Corey having a good night tonight for the Britons.
Both
She's all
teams.
over the place.
Excellent defense by both squads. That one goes out.
Wow.
So that was Louis Sell right there trying the soft touch, going near side on sideline right there. The lefty just hit it a little bit too far out. Makes it 23-17 Britons on serve.
Great
Haley
idea.
serves.
Great idea, great spot. It was there. She just didn't place it where she wanted to.
There's a kill and a much-needed rebound point by the Comets.
Audrey Lama on that kill.
I was thinking that was number 2 on that, but you and I were talking on the ride up that,
Yeah.
boy, you can't look down or look sideways at all. You have that one touches the net and goes over, and that is allowed. In tennis, of course, it touches the net. They'd call that a let and make you reserve first serve, but in volleyball, it can scrape the top and get over, and that was a service winner for the Comets, 23-19 Brits.
Again, Corey with the save, but that one again just a little bit too far.
Just barely out on the attempted drop shot. The set right there, hit number 2 going over. 23-20. Service miss hit right there by Morgan Schneider.
Boy, you really don't want that if you're Olivet, and you know that you're only 1 point away now from losing this first set.
Chloe Weber, the sophomore, serving for set number 1. Audrey Lama says, not so fast.
Yeah. What are the
She gets
guys
the
up there?
kill.
What are the guys up there talking about right now? We got plenty of life, plenty of life. Only takes 1 for the Britons to wrap up this first set.
Drew Mullen serving for the Comets, down 24-21, set number 1. Miss hit out of bounds by Kelsey Gustafson right there. Took a little off that kill attempt. And it's now 24-22. We thought this was going to be an evenly matched contest. So far, Jim, it has definitely been that. And the Brits take match number 1. Kelsey Gustafson says, I might have knocked the last one out.
Yep.
I'm knocking this one home.
And it's almost just like a field goal kicker. You know, you just forget about the last one and you go to the next one. And the Britons, who got off to a very quick lead in set number 1, wrap everything up 25-22. Great first set of volleyball here tonight at the Kresge Gymnasium. I'll tell you what, this was we said it was going to be a good one tonight, Jimmy, and I think we've got a good one. Obviously, being Brits fans, we'd like to see this thing wrapped up 3 sets and go home. And all of the folks that are out there watching right now, and if you'd like to contact us, you can. Webcast at albion.edu is the way that you let us know what you think about what's going on right now. Let us know who you are. Let us know where you are. If you're an Olivet fan, obviously you'd like to see this thing tied up 1 set apiece after set number 2 gets underway after this break here. 3-minute break here at the gym, and they'll get back at it again. Let's look at a couple of more of the folks that are going to be honored this weekend. Jason Bowman, who jumped his way to the MIAA Most Valuable Field Performer Award in 2007, is a 4-time MIAA Award winner. He is from the class of 2007. Glenn Gritch, a 2-time All-MIAA linebacker and the MIAA Defensive MVP in 2003. He is a member of the class of 2004. Casey Davidson Lockhart, an All-MIAA Award winner in basketball and softball, who still sits 8th on Albion's all-time women's basketball scoring list. She is also another one of the members of the Hall of Fame class that will be introduced to the crowd on Saturday across the road at the football field here on a Saturday afternoon. Neil Forrester, an academic All-American and MIAA men's tennis MVP in 2007, finished his career as a 2-time All-MIAA pick. He is a member of the class of 2007. With that, we have a couple more, but why don't we take a look at some stats from that opening set, Jim?
Opening set, 25-22. Albion gets the a victory in set number 1. Again, best of 5 tonight. 9 kills so far in the first set for the Comets. Morgan Champion has 3. Louis Sell and Lakin Grohl have 2 apiece. For the Britons, 15 of their 25 points were as a result of kills. 4 by Chloe Weber, 3 each by Hepner and Gustafson, and 2 by Kate Winter, among others. So, certainly appreciate the struggle to get those points and how evenly matched it was in set number 1. And I expect this to be that kind of contest all night. You're seeing 2 of the premier defenses in the MIAA, and it's on display here on the Britain Sports Network on this Wednesday night in the Kresge.
Alma takes the first set there against Trine tonight. Now they're in set number 2 and Trine up 3-1, but Alma wins the opening set in that contest tonight, so we'll keep an eye on that one as well.
Interesting. And again, we talked about this is a deep volleyball conference. So, the Britons are good, Trine's good. There's some really good teams out there, but this is a pretty evenly matched conference. So
25-18 was the score in that opening set too for Alma, so really wasn't all that close.
Back and forth. Good digs, good spikes by both squads. The 2 players almost make contact simultaneously. This one saying it was not touched and is knocked out of bounds. I think that was Winter on the kill attempt. And it is now 1-0 Comets on serve, and Nuttenbaum, the righty, will dish.
Man, that was a rocket.
Yeah.
That Corey was able to go down and save.
Drop shot sometimes effective and other times not so much. Attempted drop shot right there by the Comets. Good block. Got to get back over. That's a drop shot that works just fine, as Drew Mullen takes a little bit off that one and hits it in the soft spot, pretty much right in the center of the court, as it gives the Comets a 2-0 lead here in set number 2. Britons win set number 1, 25-22. Comets on serve. Good low serve right there. A little bit sharper defense in set number 2 by the Comets as Louis Sell gets the put away.
Comets now off to a quick start to open up the second set. So is Trine against Alma. They're up 7-3 now in set number 2.
Touches the net and goes over on serve. Drop shot no good. Comets wind up. Good dig. And great offense, great defense. One-handed stab right there. Knocked out of bounds by Ahrens. 4-0. Nice run to start set number 2 by the Comets.
I'll tell you what, you got to be really happy at this point in time after you lose that first set to come out and play with the intensity that the Comets are right now. But they were starting to turn that momentum around as that first set went on. And now all of a sudden off to a 5-0 start makes you want to sit here and scratch your head a little bit tonight. We said it was going to be a good one.
Madeline Nottenbaum with the service ace right there. Hits the net, and because of the speed and taking everything off it once it hits the net, harmlessly falls to the floor. That one deflected out of bounds. So Lakin Grohl gets the block, but blocks it out as the Britons get that first point of set number 2. They are now 1-5, up 1 set left.
Palmer again in for the Britons. Wow. Holy smokes.
That was a kill.
Grace Vandam just basically did everything she possibly could. It just about knocked her over. That was a big hit.
Mia Parker on serve, up 6-1 for the Comets. Got to take care of that as Kate Winter, the big lefty, gets the put away. And Chloe Weber checks in. So winner on the kill, Weber on the sub, and Curia on the serve. That one's out. So a good kill attempt by Ellie Louiselle. She mishit a few of those in the first set too, though.
I'll tell you what, she's like that big home run hitter, man. When she gets a hold of it, you're not going to deal with it, and then she can also put it a little bit anywhere every now and then. But that's all part of the game. That's part of her game. And she lets off the gas a little bit on that one. Oh.
Great defense by both squads. Hits the net and goes over. Concentration.
Up into the rafters at the Kresges.
Waiting to see if that's going to hit the crossbeam. A little miscommunication by the Comets right there as Drew Mullen had to kind of almost go under the net, sliding to make contact, but was not able to get it back over as it's now 6-4, Britain's trail, but on serve. Great drop shot right there, Jim. Lakin Grohl. And that's the difference really between Louiselle and Lakin Grohl. You're looking at two very similar players for the Comets. Louiselle, a freshman, and Grohl, a junior. The finer points. Ooh, on the line. And a point for the Britons.
And if you're going to hit one that hard and hit that far, then you might as well use all the real estate you can get.
I believe that was winner on the kill right there.
Back left corner.
Ava Smith on serve, now 7-5. And again, think of how this set started versus where we are right now.
5-0 at one point in time.
Momentum is an amazing thing. Good deep serve. Hits the crossbar. Second time that's happened to the Comets. Has yet to happen to the Britons, though.
You know, not having traveled around the conference to see all the other gymnasiums that are playing volleyball with, you know, this being the oldest one in the conference, obviously.
Yep.
I'm not sure whether you have that rafter problem any place else around the MIAA or not. But it is definitely a factor. And these young ladies have had no problem with it at all.
This is incredible, Jim. Incredible defense.
Ball's never going to hit the floor.
Goes out of bounds by Jessie Hepner right there. One interesting note, though, is if you look back at the Comets' earlier schedule, they did play a rare game here. At the Kresge.
Yep.
So I wonder if they ran into similar difficulties that night, hitting the ball up into the rafters a few times.
Been here one time, you get the feel for it. But, you know, again, every bounce is a little bit different, obviously. And if you get it up there off the pipes and off of all the supports, you never know where it's coming down.
Jessie Hepner on the kill. Makes it 8-6. Comets still lead, but now Cameron Haley, the junior from Battle Creek, on serve. Good low trajectory on the serve. And the set was a little bit too far.
Lala thought she could get to it, but it was just a little bit taller than what she could get up off that ground.
And it just goes to show how precise this game is.
Trying up 11-6 over Alma here in set number 2. Alma up 1-0.
Definitely testing the gas tank here in set number 2. Both teams, though, again, incredible defense. That's a great put away by Drew Mullen. Had two Britons there to block, but it's where it hit them kind of on the wrist or the arm. Sometimes you can get it off the fingertips, keep it up in the air. That one kind of went off the wrist and dribbled straight down. Mullen now on serve, up 9-7, set number 2. Good deep shot over. And you credit the rafter for that point right there.
7 o'clock games now underway as well around the conference. Calvin on top of Kalamazoo in set number 1, 9-5. So we're starting to get some scores in from around the conference, and we'll keep you up to date as the night goes on.
Kill goes out of bounds.
A little too hard on that Cross-court slam.
And just like that, we're even at 9 here in set number 2. 5-0 to start, Comets, and now it's 9-all. That one's out. 10-9. Kill goes long. I think that might have been Lama on the kill attempt right there. The righty hit it out. And it's now 10-9 Britons on serve.
St. Mary's leading Adrian 11-6 in their first set.
A little frustration on that one by Morgan Champion. She sends that one home as Gabrielle Munt goes on serve. The libero with the score even at 10 in set number 2. The Comets libero gets ready to serve.
Alma now trying to make it a contest in set number 2. 15-12 now as they fight their way back.
Miss hit getting it back over. And the Comets take advantage. Might have been Grohl on the kill right there. 11-10 Comets as Munt continues to serve. That one's going into the net, and it sticks in the net.
Yeah, it's hard to find that too often, but the caught between the net and the pole over here on this side. It's 11-11 here on the Britain Sports Network. Again, let us know where you're at, what you're doing. If you're enjoying the coverage tonight, webcast at albion.edu. That's how you get a hold of us tonight.
Good deep serve. And a good kill by Morgan Champion.
Hitchko and Winter both there, but neither one really could get all the ball that they wanted and put off of them and out of bounds.
So 12-11 Comets edge back in front. Very entertaining second set.
That's how you put it away right there.
Kate Winter.
Yep. Why was she MIAA Player of the Week? Well, you know, it's kind of hits like that.
Because she's pretty good at what she does.
Yep, exactly.
Pretty good. 12-all, set number 2. Britain's on serve. That one's definitely going out.
Another
Kill.
one of those big hammers.
Is that Louis L on the kill there? Yep.
Yeah, again, they set her up from about that midline spot on the floor. And I'll tell you what, the power she gets from there is just very incredible.
Oh, what a drop shot right there. Incredible job. I think that was Van Dorn.
Every now and then, you know, I asked, are they putting it where they want to at times, where they're getting lucky? Van Dorn saw that hole and just laid it perfectly right in that open spot on the floor.
Curry on serve, 13-all. Kill in response by Lakin Grohl.
Tell you what, that middle hitter from Kalamazoo, she's a pretty good compliment to her running mate there, Louis L, too. Freshman in Louis L, she's 6'3" out of Charlevoix. What a pretty part of the state of Michigan that is.
Good deep get. Making contact with the net right there. Say that was a lift, actually.
Yep, a little bit of a push on that one. If you notice the way that hand worked, she kind of shoved that one a little bit. Yep. The official right there watching every movement.
Britain's back on serve. Ava Smith, 5'3" sophomore from Wabash, Indiana on serve. 14-all, set number 2.
Calvin has a pretty good lead on Kalamazoo, now 17-8 in that first set.
Again, Britain's win set number 1, 25-22.
Trying up 18-14 over Alma in their first set.
That's going to go long. Shelby Palmer kind of had to one foot that one. Kind of got her wrong footed a little bit too. Hits that one long, gives the Comets a 15-14 lead. And Kennedy Blackburn, the freshman, on serve.
Adrian coming back now against St. Mary's, 17-10. St. Mary's still in a comfortable lead.
Good digs both sides. A lot of communication out there. This one's going to be soft coming over. Britons need to take advantage. This one's going to be a tough get. Good save by the Comets. Britons in control of the point. But now the Comets react. Excellent one-handed get. Good block. Another one-handed stop. Got to get this one over.
Attack after attack after attack, both sides trying to find that weakness.
Kept it up. Miss hit. Good effort right there by Shelby Palmer, number 13. Was going for a soft touch. A little too soft as that one goes into the net. And the Comets open up their biggest lead since way early in set number 2. They're up by 2, 16-14.
Got off to a 5-0 start, as we told you. It's been neck and neck ever since.
Back end hit. Gotta get it over, yep.
Great reactions by the Brits on that front line.
Saying that's on the line.
Yep, looked like it caught that line on that. That's a tough one too, when you're making an effort to try to get to that ball and you're trying to decide whether it's going to be 1 inch too far or 1 inch in. It really makes it a little difficult for you.
And Jim, as you mentioned, it only takes a fraction of the ball to touch that line. And it's good. These replays will just show you how evenly matched it is. Both teams able to really get up and play some serious defense. And the rallies, in some cases, Jim, many possessions. There you see the point won by the Rafters.
In volleyball around the conference right now, trying to take set number 2 against Alma. They're up 22-15. Alma won that opener 25-18 tonight. So a tight contest between Alma and Trine this evening on this Wednesday night in the MIAA.
And it's tough to predict. You know, I mean, this is a very deep and very evenly matched conference. It's tough to predict. So we talked about, you know, how good Trine is record-wise, but it also wouldn't be a shocker if they dropped tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's not a knock on Trine. It's just that's how even I think this conference really is.
Albion leading and Trine, both of them 2-0 in the conference going into tonight. Calvin at 1-0, then Hope, Olivet, and Alma all at 1-1.
So much volleyball left to be played. That one's good. The kill by Shelby Palmer drops just in front of the end line right there. And then Cameron Haley checks in for her and will be on serve. Britton still trail 15-17 here in set number 2, but they do have the 1 set advantage. Good deep serve.
Brits must have been in the net.
So 18-15. Comets extend their lead to 3 here in set number 2. Getting ready to serve is Drew Mullen. Good low serve.
Ava Smith hiding there in that set.
Good block. Double hit. Point to the Britons, 18-16. They still trail by 2, but Chloe Weber now on serve. Don't see the double hit called very much, Jim.
No, not at all, but that's got to frustrate you just a little bit.
Kennedy Blackburn right there. You set the hands at a certain width apart for the set, and that one was less than a quarter inch, I would imagine, too far, one of those hands. Rejection. Jessie Hepner and Alexa Hitchko.
I think Hepner got up on that one, and I'll tell you what, either one of those two young ladies, you have to be either pretty strong or pretty tricky to get it through them.
Not so much going for the block on that one. That one's long. Kill attempt, I believe that was Gustafson on the kill. Knocks it long, 19-18. Comets back on top by 1. Britton's head drawn even at 18. Wednesday night at the Kresge.
Doesn't get any better, and you got a good crowd on hand tonight too, from both sides. A lot of Olivet fans here with us as well tonight.
Kill by Alexa Hitchko.
Good to have the Olivet folks coming down the pike there to watch the game tonight.
It's good to see the support of other student athletes here on the Britton side as well.
Good sideline. I mean, the Brits side and their main bleachers probably about 70% full.
So 19 all, set number 2.
You know what? I think that was just a mishit that kind of found its way to where it wanted to go.
Lakin Grohl on the kill right there, and I think she was hoping to hit that thing really hard and didn't get it all.
And it just went over the fingertips of the two defenders there for the Britons and picked up a point there for Olivet and got the serve back.
2019 on serve, Madeline Notenbaum. Britons have to settle for a set back across. And Lakin Grohl makes them pay, 21-19. Good job by Grohl to really kind of take control, Jim, the last few points for the Comets. Notenbaum still on serve. Good low serve. That one hits the top of the net and goes out. 22-19. Comets edging closer to a set number 2 victory. So the Britons will call timeout. And we will see how they rebound after a timeout. First set, pretty similar circumstances, Jim. Olivet called a timeout, and then I believe they won the next 2 points coming out of the timeout. So we'll see if the Britons are able to do something similar.
Well, we look around the conference right now, and you do have Trine sitting on that magic number right now in set number 2. They're up 24-18 over Alma after Alma took the first set 25-18. So they're looking to turn the tables on them just a little bit. We've got Calvin winning that very first set against Kalamazoo, and they're up 1-0 to open up set number 2. So you got Calvin up 1 set. You've got Alma up 1 set. Still waiting on that point. I don't know whether the internet went down or what. We've been waiting on that 25th point for quite a while. And it's at a 24-18 for the longest time right now. And then St. Mary's and Adrian. St. Mary's just takes the first set now, 25-15 over Adrian.
Comets still on serve as Madeline Notenbaum, the senior from Hudsonville.
Trine wraps up that second set now, so they're split with Alma as well.
So they finally got that 25th point?
Yep, finally got it. 25-18, both sets. First one went to Alma, second one went to Trine. Up off the light. That's going to be a toughie, yeah. That's all you got to do there.
Try a bicycle kick.
You know, you got to have lights in the gym, no doubt about that, but when that ball gets up in that rafters and then kind of lays on the top of that light fixture, you really don't know where it's coming.
Comets remain on serve. Now 2 points from victory here in set number 2 to try to draw even. Yeah, I thought that was 4 hits, yeah. Britons get a point to rebound. They cut the lead to 3.
How can they?
Brielle Brown checks in, Jim.
Can they run 5 in a row here, Jimmy, and take this one home 25-23?
Sounds good. Journey of 5 points begins with 1 serve.
And one big hit that's a little too far. Nope, it caught that back corner.
Yep. I was waiting for the back judge to rule on that one because the Britons at first looked like they were celebrating, thinking that one went long. 24-20, it's now set point. And Mia Parker on the serve. That one goes to the Britons. Good strong kill right there. I have to think that was Alexa Hitchko, Jim.
I'll tell you what, that young lady can really turn this ball game around.
Corey on serve.
Might just do it for the Britons if they can make this happen.
Miss hit right there by Lakin Grohl.
Only takes 1.
22 now, yep.
Timeout's going to be called by Olivet as they want to talk a few things over.
I don't blame them because, again, you're 1 set away or 1 point away from the set, and now all of a sudden 2 out of the last 3 points have gone the Britons' way as now they're on serve, only down 2, 24-22.
We told you a little bit about the class of 2019 that are going into the Hall of Fame this weekend for Albion. Julie Kramer Comfort was an all MIAA performer in cross country in 2000. and an all-MIAA award winner on the track in 2003 and 2004. She continues to hold some of the best times by an Albion woman in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter and the steeplechase event. She's a member of the class of 2004. And also Emily Stock McAvier was a 3-time all-MIAA award winner during her women's tennis career. She was the MIAA co-MVP in 2007. She's a member of the class of 2007. And those are the members then that are going in, along with the 92 football team, the 07 men's tennis and women's tennis teams from 2005 and 2008.
I have to think it's going to be a pretty fun time to be in Albion, Michigan this weekend for all the homecoming festivities. Oh, kill by Lake and Grohl. And that'll take care of set number 2. Comets win set number 2, 25-22, I believe, as it looked like they had placed a
put the last
forward,
point on the wrong side there. 25-22 for the Brits in set number 2.
So a reversal of set number 1. Britons take set number 1 by a score of 25-22. The Comets respond with a 25-22 set victory of their own. So we're going to no less than a best of 4 at this point. And the Britons are looking now to rebound and try to roll off 2 in a row to take this conference victory and remain perfect in the MIAA.
Looking around the conference right now in set number 3 between Alma and Trine. Alma up 6-4. Now an update makes it 6-6 between the two of them. And they are 1-1 going into set number 3 here tonight between Alma and Trine, as we get some numbers here on that second set. And I'll tell you, Jim, it was just a reversal of what the first one was. I mean, the Brits got out early and then held off a late surge from Olivet in that second set. Olivet gets off 5-0 and never looks back.
Yeah, it's almost an identical statistical reversal of set number 1. Set number 1, 9 kills for Olivet compared to 15 for Albion. Set number 2, 16 kills for Olivet compared to 9 for Albion. So, you know, you look at the percentages also. The Britons going 275 in set number 1, only down to 020 in set number 2, whereas the attacks by set percentage has been a little bit more consistent for Olivet, going up to 180 in set number 2, and a little bit more defensive prowess, I think, in set number 2. They were able to keep the volleys alive, and I think that they had a little bit more offensive capability in set number 2. Their defense was setting up their offense a little bit better, whereas the Britons were scrambling a little bit in set number 2. Their defense was leading more to reaction instead of being proactive, and the good teams will do that to you. So credit to the Comets in set number 2 there for kind of stepping up their game. Now the Britons need to respond. They're now 1 set apiece in a best of 5, and the Britons will look to take set number 3 here at the Kresge Gymnasium.
Kalamazoo and Calvin. Calvin up 1-0 in the second set. Now it is Calvin 11-5 over Kalamazoo. So it looks like they might be heading for a straight set match here this evening. And again in set number 2 now between St. Mary's and Adrian. St. Mary's takes the first set. Adrian on top 6-5 here as they play set number 2.
As we get ready for set number 3 in this best of 5. MIAA action from the Kresge Gymnasium in Albion, Michigan. Jim Bellamy and Jim Funderburg. And it is our privilege to bring you Britain's volleyball here on the Britain Sports Network. Our second volleyball match so far of the season. Mentioned we will be bringing more volleyball coming up as well.
Yeah, we have one more game yet to do here on the schedule this year. And looking forward to that. Another Wednesday night game coming up here for us before we wrap things up. We would hope to do one of the I think it was the Calvin game on a Friday night. Unfortunately, we get hooked up with sports down in Ohio on Friday night, the high school sports, and both of our crews basically tied up on that night, so we're not getting a chance to do that one. But looking forward to a third game, and hopefully we go 3-0 this year.
Kill by Kate Winter. Point number 1 goes to the Britons off of the Comets serve. And Kelsey, I got to quit saying that. Kelsey Gustafson on serve for the Brits. One of the seniors who will be recognized later this evening.
And at the end of the matches tonight, hang with us because we will recognize the 3 seniors off this Britton's program. And we'll get a chance to bring the coach up to the booth. Maybe she'll bring the seniors with her, I don't know, but we'll get a chance to talk a little volleyball with the coach after this one's over tonight. So don't leave us right after these matches are over, because we've got the seniors to honor and also a little interview with the coach when everything gets finished here tonight at the Kresge.
Gustafson remains on serve, 2-0 Britons. Definitely taking something off that hit. Got to get this one over. Side out to the Comets. And that will give Madeline Notenbaum the serve. Louiselle checks in, and Blackburn checks out for the Comets. 1-2 on serve for Olivet.
That one just barely over the net and in a hurry.
Good block. Opportunity here for the Brits.
Back set over the head to Kate Winter, and Winter knows what to do with it when she gets that opportunity.
Jenna Curry on serve, the libero. 3-1. Britain's lead here in set number 3. So's got to get that one. Good defensive get right there. Good defense by both sides. Oh, what an odd angle for a kill right there.
Sometimes the tough ones are the ones that you don't expect, and Gabrielle Mund tried to get down to it, but that one placed just where she couldn't reach.
That one into the net. This one's going to come over, though. Oh, but what a heads-up move by Kate Winter right there, Jim. You see the Comets in complete reaction mode, and everybody kind of standing near the front, flat-footed. Winter just takes the opportunity to get that one close to the net, hit it deep on the back end right there, and get the kill.
Little work on the floor right now will slow this set down just a little bit. It's kind of a slick spot on that A.
Yep, and you absolutely cannot have that. You talk about player safety, Jim. Oh, that was the best of both worlds for the Britons right there. You had Louiselle kind of wrong-footed, and she had to kind of have a soft one-handed over right there. And she also ran into a wall of blockers ready to put that one back down. 6-1 Britons. And out of bounds.
Gotta love that.
7-1 Britons and a timeout.
So we'll take a look around the conference again. Adrian leads St. Mary's now in that second set, 13-7. St. Mary's took the opener 25-15. And the Alma Trine game right now has Trine on top. Teams split the first 2 sets, so that's 1-1. Trine on top 13-12 in set number 3 right now. And we'll take a look and try to find you that other game that's going on right now as well, as Britain's doing a nice job tonight as they're up 7-1 now in set number 2 after, or set number 3 after losing set number 2 here to the Comets this evening.
And again, after tonight's matchup, as Jim mentioned, I want you to stay tuned to the Britain Sports Network as the school will pause to recognize seniors Brielle Brown, Kelsey Gustafson, and Rochelle Hawkins, the 3 seniors on the squad. And we've called Gustafson's name a lot tonight. Definitely an impact player for the Britons.
Calvin up 20-6 now in set number 2 after taking the first set over Kalamazoo.
Corey with the service winner right there. Ricocheted off of 2 Comets players. Didn't see what kind of spin she put on that one, but definitely had some movement to it.
There was a hometown bounce right there as the dig went right up off that I-beam and right down to the floor before any of the Olivet Comets could get even close to it.
And it's the ability to use the entire court on your serve. The last serve was more of a low trajectory with some spin near court. The last one was more of a floater, went towards the back line.
Mia Parker checks back in for Olivet.
Bad set right there by the Comets, Jim. And the Britons taking full advantage as they now go up 10-1. Another unforced error in this third set by an otherwise very sound Comet squad. Good soft serve, but a good get. Britons need to continue to take advantage, and they do. Wow. Brielle Brown from far side goes cross court with the kill.
Senior making her name known here tonight to the crowd watching on the Britain Sports Network.
That one just a little bit too far to the side and out. So Curry had a nice run right there on serve, but knocks that one out. Makes it 11-2, ends a long run by the Britons as Mia Parker serves for the Comets. Game of inches as Van Dorn goes for the set right there, but hits it a little too close to the net. Then Chloe Weber forced to try a one-handed up, unable to get it. Took a little off, that one kind of had to. This one's got to come over. Good block. Britain's still in control. This one's got to come over. So the Comets now in defensive mode. There you go.
Slam one home, man. Grace Van Dorn says, here you go. You haven't called my name enough tonight, Jimmy, so let me get my name in the stat book here before I walk off the floor.
Number 20, Ava Smith serves with the Britons up 12-3 in set number 3. One set apiece. Each set won 25-22. That one goes long. That was Lakin Grohl. Hit a few of those long. Both she and Lewis L have made a few of those unforced errors.
You know, this is not only a physical game, it's a mental game. You've got to stay away from the mental mistakes, along with trying to concentrate for a couple of hours and just physically push yourself to the limit.
Tremendous spike right there by Jessie Hepner. Big kill. Britons go up 14-3. Deep in the backcourt for the winner.
Wondered how the Brits would react after losing set number 2. Well, they're on a roll, folks.
Good block. Take your pick right there between Weber and Hepner. And Jim, it's one of those things that we talked about before the match started tonight. How can a team win 3-1?
Yeah. And
you're seeing how that, you know, again, it's momentum. I keep saying it, and I apologize, folks, but momentum is just such a crazy thing. Kill into the net. Lewis L with another unforced error right there. And again, she's a freshman.
Yeah.
You know, freshman, give her a little time.
Playing well,
tremendous
really.
Player, yeah.
No doubt about that. Playing extremely well tonight.
Ava Smith still on serve, now 16-3. Britons look to be very much in control here in set number 3. There's an easy put away by Chloe Weber. Timeout by the Comets.
They need to talk it over. We need to look around the conference again. Adrian on top of St. Mary's right now, 19-10. Set number 2 after St. Mary's took the first one, 25-15. Alma and Trine in another very close match. They're tied 1 set apiece. And in set number 3, Trine now trying to take set number 3. They're up 18-13 here as they play tonight in Trine. And we got one more out there, I believe, that we'll check, and that's Kalamazoo and Calvin. Well, surprise, surprise, Calvin just wraps up set number 2 to go up 2-0, 25-12 over Kalamazoo. And it is an interesting night in the conference. And I guess nobody's surprised that Calvin is rolling to what might be a 3-set victory tonight over Kalamazoo.
Yeah, Calvin is the real deal. The Britons look like the real deal. Trine looks like the real deal. It's an excellent MIAA volleyball conference, Jim. Britons on serve, up 17-3 as Ava Smith gets ready to put this one in play. She's been ready for about 15 seconds.
Ava would like to just serve this one out. but
much needed kill by Louisel right there. The freshman had the unforced error on the previous kill attempt. The lefty got that one home. 17-4.
The right setter down there in that right corner, and that's her spot, man. She just hammered that one home.
Comets on serve now. That one's going to go out. Good attempted dig right there by Jessie Hepner, but that save gets knocked backwards and beyond the reach of the Britons. 17-5. In.
Net
backcourt kill.
Sets it up, and Lama knocks it home.
So again, the importance of a timeout and having them and using them. A couple points go the Comets' way as a service error into the net by Jill Ahrens.
And that's the one, you know, again, that becomes a killer. All of a sudden you got some momentum going. You're hoping maybe to turn this thing around. And again, that mental side of it, it's not that hard. She could sit back there probably 100 times and knock it over 98 times. But all of a sudden, this one that's short maybe takes the wind out of your comeback.
Fortunate break right there for the Comets.
That one just held. Drew Mullen.
Yeah.
Just got enough on that one that it got where it needed to go.
So Mullen gets the side out. 7 serving 18 in set number 3. 1 set apiece here at the Kresge. A block and a point. Audrey Lama gets up and gets enough of that one. Player placement there for the Britons. Everybody close to the net, and that one goes beyond the extension and drops harmlessly to the floor. Miss hit gives the Olivet Comets an opportunity. Good dig. Comets in control at this point. And they get the point. Audrey Lama again. We've called her name a lot in set number 3, Jim.
Movement all around that floor, and Lama goes from the center over to that right side. Is able to find that opening.
Kennedy Blackburn with some crucial serves here, the freshman for the Comets. As the Britons, as soon as I set them up, say we're the ones in the lead and we're the ones getting the point. 19-9.
Jessie Hepner says, Jimmy, I heard what you just said a minute ago, so watch this one. 19-9 now, Britons on top.
Rochelle Hawkins, one of the other seniors, on serve now. She'll serve from far side.
Trying up 23-18 in set number 3 versus Alma right now. That one tied at 1 set apiece.
Serve out of bounds. Hawkins looking for corner placement right there. Hits a little bit wide left. And she checks back out. 19-10 now. Comets trail.
You bring servers in oftentimes just for that spot, to hit that one spot that you're looking for back in the back of that court.
Britons go back end right there with the kill.
Aubrey Johnson's about ready
Johnson?
to pick back in 14
I think that
for the
might
Britons.
have been Gustafson on the kill right there. 20-10.
That was Gustafson on the kill. Johnson just on the floor and the substitution.
Gotcha. So 20-10 now. Comets need a run. Britons need to put them away here in set number 3. That'll do it. Gustafson again.
I'll tell you what.
Newsflash, Mr. Funderburg.
Yeah.
Gustafson's pretty good.
Yeah, she is. She is very good.
Yeah,
She's
you
always.
And I already knew that. Folks at home get to know that name.
Hopefully she can make the most of this senior season.
Set nearly too far over. This one's going to be a tough out. And it goes out.
Gotta like that.
Gabrielle Munt, the libero for Olivet, had to kind of make something out of nothing right there. Hit it a little wide. 21-11, 4 points from victory here in set number 3. Rejection. Winter and Hitchko have a block party. And it's 23-11, 2 points from victory here in set 3, 1 set apiece. Another rejection. Hitchko and Gustafson.
Man, I'm telling
Tell me
you
if
what.
you've heard this before.
You think you're going to sneak it through? Well, just
No.
think again. It isn't going to happen.
To be able to win those points on defense is incredible. Britain's looking to put it away. Yes, sir. Kate Winter.
Kate's
Lefty sends it home.
Kate knew where that one was going, and that was going for the win of the Britons. 25-11 takes set number 2, and now they're up 2-1. We look at the schedule that we have coming up here for you. One more game left. The October schedule is a good one for this Britons team. As we said, on Friday they'll go over to Illinois and play North Central and Wheaton in non-conference games. Then next Tuesday they will be at Alma. Next Friday is a game that we tried to schedule but couldn't. They will be home to Calvin Friday, October the 11th. We will be here that following Wednesday, October the 16th for the game with Hope. And then they finish the season out with North Park on Friday, October 18th. Kalamazoo on Tuesday, October the 22nd. At Trine, and they'll be at Kalamazoo on the 22nd, at Trine on the 30th. And then you roll into November with the MIAA tournament getting started on Tuesday, November the 5th. And the Britons hoping to be one of the 4 teams that get started in that quarterfinal game on November the 5th. And then maybe, even skip that play-in side and hook into the semifinal games that'll start on November the 8th and the finals then on Saturday, November the 9th, before they decide who gets to go play in the NCAA.
And again, you look at the third set statistics. Really it's kind of a role reversal again. And it was pretty much a first set dominated by the Britons, especially on the attack side, and the second set dominated by Olivet. Third set, again, dominated by the Britons. 13 kills compared to 5. And, again, both teams doing a pretty good job on the defensive side. But in that third set, a .423 percentage attacking by the Britons, whereas a negative -111 in that third set. A lot of mishits.
Yeah.
In that third set by the Comets. I think that's why it allowed the score to be such a runaway score for a while. I think it was, like 17-4 or something like that. I mean,
got off in a hurry and really got focused and got it done.
17-3, 17-4. It was a dominating third set performance there by the Britons. Olivet clawed their way back in it a little bit, but they dug themselves too far a hole. And late in that third set, the Britons were able to get quite a few points on defense through blocks, and that's a tough obstacle to overcome for the Comets.
Update from Adrian now. The Adrian-St. Mary's match has gone into set number 3. St. Mary's won the opener 25-15. Adrian comes back with the second set 25-14, and St. Mary's now on top 3-1 in set number 3 over at Adrian tonight.
Send us an email at webcast@albion.edu and let us know where you're watching, which squad you're rooting for, and if you are a proud parent of one of the young ladies on the court right now, let us know that too. We'd certainly love to get a shout out to the student athletes who are here. They are the stars of the show, and it is our privilege to bring this MIAA volleyball action to you on a Wednesday night.
Calvin looks like they're about ready to sweep. They won the first 2 sets and now up 11-3 over Kalamazoo in set number 3.
Van Dorn on the serve for the Brits. Good dig.
Dig by Munt. Nice job. I'll tell you what, she let leave some skin on the floor here, the Kresge, for that one.
Morgan Champion gets the one-handed put away for the Comets. And Louiselle checks back in.
Kennedy Blackburn checking out. I think we had one of the Blackburn family watching here a little while ago, so good to have you along with us.
Might have helped the Britons out with that one. Britons now on the attack, and they get the kill. Hitchko with the right-handed put away.
Hitch had just enough on that one. Real Brown on the floor now, the senior for the Britons.
And Cameron Haley checks out. Good soft serve right there. That's it. That's good. Oh, that was close. That sure looked good from my angle, but they're a lot closer.
Tryon leads Alba in set number 3 now 2-0. They're up 2 sets to 1. And they're playing set number 4 now, excuse me.
Drew Mullen on serve for the Comets, up 2-1 here in set 4. Enough of that, says Kate Winter. They haven't had much of an answer for the southpaw tonight, Jim.
Not at all. And to your point on that point before, I thought it was hit before it went out of bounds, but again, they're right there. The officials all over this thing tonight.
Britain's looking to gain control of this point. It's going to come dangerously close to hitting something up top. Into the net right there, point Britain's.
And you know, sometimes that ball goes up into the rafters and comes right back down, and other times it bounces around like a pinball, and you have to wait for it.
I'll read you an email we got here in just a moment from a viewer who you and I know pretty well.
Well, good, man. That's good to see.
A gentleman by the name of Matt Aaron writes in and says, "Great job tonight, guys. Keep up the great work." Matt, thank you so much for the opportunity to broadcast Britain Sports on the Britain Sports Network.
Chloe Weber with the young lady that cinched that last one, and the Brits win the serve to make it 5-2.
And if you'll recall, Jim, 2 or 3 times now, the Comets have been able to get points off that serve. So it's nice that the ball and the net, so to speak, are bouncing the Britain's way too. Into the net. Good attempt to get by Gustafson right there.
Corey
hit
with
that one a little low.
Corey with a nice dig there to set that one up, but things just kind of going south for the Britons in that particular volley. 5-3 though, Brits still up on top by a pair.
Gerald Aarons on serve, down 3-5 here in set 4. Little miscommunication there. Comets in control. But a big block. Drew Mullen and Madeline, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong side there. Kate Winter and Chloe Weber. Return to sender. They even had the sheet turned the right way and everything.
Ava Smith checks back in to walk behind that service line.
Ava Smith on serve. 6-3 Britons looking to put it away. Up 2 sets to 1. Serve far side. Did not catch what the call was right there. Side out to the Comets as they are now serving 4-6 here in set number 4. It's been the way that ball was received. That one goes into the net. And those serves, Jim, had been going the Comets' way prior to. They've been hitting the top and dribbling over and then going into a soft spot in the coverage for the Britons. But that one hits the top and then caresses down. So side out to the Britons now 6-5.
Cameron Haley into serve.
Good soft serve. This one's going to be trouble for the Comets. Britain's going to try to take advantage. Good deep hit. Say he reached over the net.
Nice try that time by Notenbaum there, but yeah, right idea, just couldn't quite pull it off.
Haley to serve. That one's in. Man. Drew Mullen decided to let that one go.
Kind of wish she didn't right now.
Taking a nosedive at the end of that serve, and we get a timeout.
You know, the thing about the volleyball that you wonder too, you know, that serve, it was a rocket coming over that net, and the spin that they can put on that ball, it looks maybe as it's coming towards you that's going to have enough juice to get out, and the next thing you know, that spin makes it nosedive. It's kind of like the way that I hit my pitching wedge, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. I nosedive it and it rolls and rolls and rolls and rolls, and then I get to hit it again most of the time. But that one looked like it almost had an overspin to it that caused it to nosedive and stay right on the court there for the point.
Kind of like the same physics of a slider in baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As you see that serve right there, and you can see it just locked her up basically, and the ball came over that net pretty tall. It hit that midcourt stripe pretty tall, and to her credit, it sure looked like it was going out. And the next thing you know, man, it just bit right down to that back corner. for the point.
Got an email here from Kim Harvey. Says, go Brits, from Katie Harvey, the freshman number 8's mom, watching and cheering from Clearwater, Florida.
Adrian and St. Mary's locked up 11-all here in set number 3. That one also a 1-1 match right at this point.
Kelsey Gustafson with the kill, 10-4, set number 4. Britons looking to take command. Haley still on serve. Good deep serve. Finally a kill for Notenbaum. Not going away quietly, Jim.
No. You know, again, this is the MIAA.
Yeah.
Just because you're up a couple of points, that doesn't mean we're giving anything to you. You're going to have to fight us all the way to the end.
Not even in the last set when it was 17-4.
And the Britons had that same miscalculation on that serve. As that one kind of nosedives down, and Mia Parker has the service ace. That's the one thing about Olivet. They were, what, 2-1 service aces, I believe, to their competition coming into this thing tonight. Lama got hooked up there for a little bit, was able to get it back over.
That one's out. Good attempted cross-court kill right there. I think it might have been Hepner on the kill attempt. That one sails wide. 7 serving 10 here in set number 4. Comets trail by 3.
Trying up 2-1, and they tied set number 4 at 10 between they and Alma. So that one's going to be battled to the end as well.
That one goes long.
A little too much there by Gustafson on that one.
So a couple of points in a row by the Comets. 8 serving 10. Parker still on serve.
Big hit.
Attempt, but a big hit. Nadal and Notenbaum, I believe, with the kill there. 10-9. Nice run here by the Comets.
Yeah.
And a timeout by the Britons. Much needed timeout.
Yep. I think you need to talk this one over. You don't want this one to get away from you, especially because you got a great start. You were up. Now you don't want this one to kind of leak.
No.
10-9, Britons on top. Looking around the conference again, 10-10 still Alma and Trine, with Trine up 2-1 in that match. Adrian and St. Mary's again with a battle in the third set. St. Mary's up 15-12, so St. Mary's won the opener 25-15. Then Adrian came back and won 25-14, and now 15-12 St. Mary's in set number 3. And Calvin on their way to wrapping up their third set. As we get an update, it's 12-4 now in set number 3. Well, now we get a jump, 22-13. Calvin on top. They won the opening 2 sets, so it looks like it's going to be a sweep here tonight for Calvin over Kalamazoo.
And again, it's the top of this conference is as good as it gets. You have 3 undefeated teams, I believe.
Yeah, 3 undefeated teams. Albion, Trine, and Calvin coming into the night. Trine trying to fight their way to that victory. Albion hoping to do the same thing here. And
Parker
Calvin
goes long there, Jim.
Calvin got it pretty much locked up. Just waiting to make it official there. 23-14 now, Calvin.
Still waiting on the separation of the conference. They may have just given the Brits a break with that deep serve. Miss hit right there, Jim, by Hepner. Set her up, and she had to kind of step sideways, hit it into the net.
Another freshman at 6'1" out of Davisburg, Michigan, Holly High School, and yeah, that's a play that as she gets a little older, a little stronger, okay, she might be able to recover from that one. But the freshman gonna make that a tougher hit than what it will be when she's a junior or a senior.
That was good.
Big cross-cut slam.
Notenbaum right there with the cross-court kill. 11-all. And exactly to your point, Jim, about letting them back in it. Usually when a team takes a timeout, it's been a 2-point swing in their favor. Last 2 points have gone to the Comets. Last 3.
Going back to the big freshman on that other side, and Lakin Grohl says, nope, not going to let this one on this side. That stays on your side, Albion. 12-11 now. Brits down by 1.
Good run here by the Comets into and coming out of the timeout. Side out to the Britons right there, and a much-needed point. Draws them even at 12 here in set number 4.
Big thank you tonight to Bobby Lee and his crew here tonight for all the stats in between games, and good crowd on hand tonight. I'll tell you, if you'd not come to the Kresge to see a volleyball game, be a good way to spend a Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Service winner by the Brits.
Or a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon.
And volleyball is a kind of an unpredictable schedule. There isn't necessarily like a Wednesday, Saturday like basketball is. Good soft touch right there by Nottenbaum.
Speaking of basketball, I'm sure we're going to get our assignment here pretty soon for Britain's basketball this year, and looking forward to 2 teams that are going to bring a lot of veterans back, and I think be very competitive this year on the Britain Sports Network.
We saw Coach Carden a little bit ago.
Yeah, we did.
Before the matches started tonight.
I think the question she had is, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
And, that's not unusual for us.
I was hoping that wasn't in the context of they'll let anybody in.
Yeah, well, that probably was what she was thinking at that moment.
Coach knows us well enough to know that we're let in a lot of places.
Yes, we are. Some places we have to pay to get in, but we're still let in.
Beautiful kill right there by Hitchko. Comets were serving, but that draws the Brits even at 14. That'll stop a little run by the Comets and hopefully swing momentum in the Britons' favor.
Brown back in, Haley back out for the Britons here.
Good second shot effort over, trying to catch the Brits off guard. Wrong-footed miss-hit by Louiselle right there, Jim. The big lefty going up strong, but again, I think she got wrong-footed right there and had to take way too much off that one, hit it into the net. 15-14, Brits lead. Good deep serve. Man, that's a tough angle. Morgan Champion right there. Goes cross-court.
Van Dorn was trying to get to it, but boy, just right out of real estate as she slid across the Kresge Gymnasium.
Things you see with your peripheral vision on that floor.
Drew Mullen with the serve now for the Olivet Comets.
Nice soft touch.
Oh.
How did that one not hit the floor, my friend?
How did that get saved? I don't know.
There you go. That one's good. So Kate Winter right there. Thought she had won the point previously with the kill. And an unbelievable dig.
Said, if you're going to make me hit it again, I'm going to make sure it doesn't come back this time.
I'm going to hit it harder, and I'm going to hit it in a different angle. That one's going long. Thought that was deflected, but they're saying no.
That's what I've seen a couple times when it's kind of hard. Without being right there on that net, sometimes it's hard to see whether it catches that finger or not.
Tough angle right there. Grohl thought she had one deflected previously, hit it long. That one made sure it was stayed in court. And it gives the side out to the Comets. They trail 16-17. And Jill Aarons on serve, trailing by 1.
Put a little extra mustard on that one, I think they say, huh? Oh, yeah. Boy, how did Mullins get down and dig that one off the floor?
Magic.
She has done a magnificent job several times. That's the young lady that let that serve go by the one time. But, boy, she's had 3 or 4 in this set alone where I was going to bet you that thing was going to hit the floor, and she's able to reach that arm out and keep it off the Kresge Gymnasium floor and keep the ball in the air. It's amazing.
Britons now. Whoa. Little miscommunication there. Oh, what a break for the Britons. Bad set. Forced Audrey Lama to hit that one into the net. And if that's the point that turns the tide,
we'll take it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
How's that?
But this has been a really well-played 4th set.
Got the same thing going with Alma and Trine right now. 15 all in set number 4 with Trine up 2 sets to 1.
Good get. Good block.
Nice dig by Corey.
Oh, another bad set. I think that was Lama right there. Either Lama or Notenbaum, one of the two.
I think Notenbaum was the one that bounced it, trying to get it over to Andre Lama.
There you go.
But wasn't really in a spot where that Lama could make a play on the ball. And as you saw right there, she can make a play on the ball.
Put it in the right spot, and these young ladies will definitely take advantage. And a good cash in right there by the Comets. They trail 18-19 here in set 4.
Calvin needs one more to put Kalamazoo away as they're up 24-14. And there's what I'm saying. Ava Smith, that young lady, I think she was one of the young ladies that told you the other day that one of the positive things they have that they're loud. Well, she is loud and she is very accurate when it comes to tipping that ball where she needs to have it when you think she's going to set up the big hitter.
It's that split-second look over to see where the defense is, where the players are aligned. Miss hit right there. Set a little too high for Chloe Weber. Was unable to get the kill. 19-20. Calvin trails by 1 here in set 4, Jim.
4 touches that time there for the Britons there as Olivet puts it in play.
That one hits the sidebar in the net. And that goes point Comets 20 apiece. Good job of letting go with that one, Cameron Haley. Those serves have been starting to trail down, but that one stayed up a little bit longer.
Back on that back line, she could kind of tell it was chest high as it went past her. She just let it go.
If it goes over, if it stays in play on your side, then it's basically a live ball.
There's a Britain bounce for you. That one comes off the ceiling and just falls where there are no Olivet Comets.
Flat-footed kill attempt right there. Oh, miscommunication. Another mental error for the Comets here in set number 4.
Kate Winter comes back in the lineup for the Britons. And Grace Van Dorn goes back to serve. Let's see 3 in a row and take this one home tonight, Jimmy.
22-21. That's a tremendous defense right there.
Grohl thought she had one. Brits just blocked out the sun and the lights here in the gym.
Mullen and Schneider combined on the block. Want to say hello to Emily Hinckley watching the game online from Grand Valley, supporting her best friend Ellie Louiselle on the Olivet team.
And boy, she's had a really good night tonight, so very good support. It's great to have friends out there watching, and she has lived up to the billing here tonight. Look at that slam.
Yeah, Louiselle and Grohl are a very potent 1-2 combo for the Comets.
All right, Calvin now has wiped out Kalamazoo 3-1. We can be done with that ball game tonight as that match is over. Calvin now goes 2-0 in the conference with that one. Alma and Trine are in a dogfight in set number 4. Trine on top 21-20, and they are on top 2-1.
2 points to victory here for the Brits. 23-21, set 4. They're up 2-1. On serve.
Powered
kill
through
by Notenbaum right there.
That's another young lady that can play some volleyball out there too. She's had some very bright moments here tonight as well.
5'9" senior from Hudsonville. Very experienced, very skilled. 22-23, Olivet on serve. Hits the net, goes over. Good block. Gonna have to ease this one over. Britons could take control. There you go.
Oh, nice job.
Selling out right there.
Kate Winter makes it count, 24-22. And you hear the crowd. Bobby's got him wound up right now.
Good response. Lake and Grohl with the kill.
Lake and Grohl's not done playing volleyball tonight, Jimmy.
Nope. Britain's still up. Match point. 23-24, Comets on serve.
Mullen back into the game to do just that.
The Britons have won quite a few points on defense. This one does not look like it'll be one of them, though. Yep. Louis Sell with the two-handed put away right there.
Trying to make that set on that front line, didn't get it made. Coach says, let's talk about it. It's 24-all. This is a big point coming up. Hey, let's go back to a couple of the reads that we have. The theater department production, any time out, there's still time to be in the audience at the Albion College Theater Department presents its first main stage production of the year. The curtain rises on the final appearance and performance of Intimate Apparel tonight at 8 o'clock in the Herrick Black Box Theater. So that is this evening. Well, that's going to be Saturday evening, reading these lines from the weekend. If you want to get more information, visit albion.edu/theater for more information. Also, home soccer match after the football game on Saturday. Albion athletics continue after the football game. You can join Albion's women's soccer team at the alumni field at 5 o'clock for a kickoff against Trine University. So come for the football game and hang around for the soccer game. And if you can't make it, just hook us up on GoBrits.com, and Jimmy and I will be bringing that Albion football game Saturday afternoon.
It's going to be a barn burner of a football game, but we have a tremendous volleyball match here. And now the Britons, thanks to a service error, I believe that was Mullen on the service error, going cross court on the serve, hit it just wide. Now, again, match point Britons. Soft get. Is this it? Yes! Kate Winter with the put away. And the Britons win 3-1, 26-24. Your capper, Jim Funderburg.
I'll tell you what, this was a great match tonight. And you look at this one and you say, okay, Olivet's coming to town. Well, they're not one of the top three here, but boy, they battled you like a top three tonight. Take you to 4 sets tonight. The Britons, though, hang on. I think that last time out the coach got was a big one. Got everybody set up, got everybody in on the same wavelength, and didn't let it slip out of their grasp, because, boy, if you lose that one, you go 2-2, now you're in set number 5, and then you just flip a coin oftentimes. You're no telling what's going to happen when you're just playing to 15.
Well, and again, if you look at the timeouts, when the Comets were calling timeouts, typically coming out of those timeouts, it was good for about 2 points. The last time the Britons called a timeout, the Comets scored 2 points on them. So, it was one of those things where you'd like to think that, that timeout is going to give you the boost, the momentum, but you weren't sure of it.
Yeah, no doubt.
In this case, the Britons were able to take advantage, get the points necessary, and put them away in what was a wildly entertaining 4-set match here at the Kresge.
And we're going to have a presentation here of all the seniors on the floor, so we're going to give this back over to Bobby Lee for just a minute. But we will tell you, Alma is up on Trine 23-22, set number 4. Trine on top 2-1 in sets, and we might have a conclusion of this one after the ceremony here with the seniors.
Again, Bobby mentioning the seniors there doing their photography right now. They'll get their proper send-off. Greatly appreciate Bobby Lee giving the 3 seniors the proper acknowledgement tonight. Again, the 3 seniors they recognized are Brielle Brown, Kelsey Gustafson, and Rochelle Hawkins. And we called those names quite a bit tonight, Jim.
Yeah, we did.
A very deep Albion squad.
Is a very deep Albion squad, and that's the good news. You would like to really make some noise this year, though, with these young ladies before they graduate and move on, and you do have that opportunity. I think it's a team that has a great deal of strength and has the ability, but now we're going to find out what they're made of, because they are going to do some big road trips here in their future. They got to go to Trine here in a little bit. That'll be a big game and a big match that night for them, and should be an interesting way out here. I would think it's going to be a good situation, and we're looking forward to being able to do some of the games. We have one more game yet to do on our volleyball schedule here for 2019, and again through the end of the month and then the first week of November, the NCAA, the MIAA tournament starts with the winner and hopefully maybe another team or two getting into the NCAA tournament. Jim, you got some final stats for Bobby tonight?
For the Olivet Comets, service aces, 2 aces for Gabrielle Munt, and 1 ace for Schneider, Ahrens, Parker, and Notenbaum. On the attack side, 15 kills for Lake and Grohl, 8 kills apiece for Champion and for Lama, and 7 kills for Notenbaum. On the set side, 28 sets for Madeline Notenbaum, 14 for Kennedy Blackburn. So the majority of the work done by those two in that regard. On the reception side, Gabrielle Munt received 34 of the serves. Drew Mullen has 29. Blocks only credited for 4. But, again, a really stout defense for the Olivet Comets. 45 total kills, 45 total assists, and only 6 service aces for the Comets. For the Britons, who win in 4, 45 kills, 43 sets, 7 service aces, and they are led in service aces with 4 by Jenna Curry, 2 for Cameron Haley, and Grace Van Dorn had 1. On the attack side, 17 kills for Kate Winter. They really had no answer for the big southpaw. 6 kills apiece for Gustafson and Hepner, 5 kills apiece for Hitchko and Chloe Weber, and multiple players with 2 or 1. On the set side, 23 sets for Grace Van Dorn, 16 for Ava Smith. So an excellent job, all-around solid match by both squads. But, again, we go back to what we talked about earlier with momentum. Yeah. Momentum being kind of a magical thing. And, momentum definitely played a part in tonight's matchup.
And we do have the coach, and we also have Kate Winter with us right now here in this post-game show. So, Jimmy, you want to hop in here with me as well?
Sure.
Kate, I'll tell you what, I don't want to be on the other side of the net when you're hitting it. How's that?
Thanks. I mean, it's a fun time. I enjoy playing, and it's always great to go against tough competition like Olivet.
This was a good one tonight, too. These ladies came to play volleyball tonight, didn't they?
Yeah,
huh?
they were scrappy. It was hard returning some of their passes, but we played harder and we won, so that was great.
That last break that you had down here, what did Coach tell you on the sideline to get you that last couple points you needed to win?
She just told us to forget about the past and just live in the future and go towards the next ball.
Wow, that's about what you have to do in this game, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a game of errors, so you can't remember all the errors. You got to just push forward.
Now the Comets had a couple of big hitters coming back at you. I think especially on the freshman side, a couple of miss hits right there, which led to some points for the Britons. But, defense, I had to think was a huge priority tonight with those big hitters.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think our defense did amazing tonight. We also did limiting errors, so that was really impactful on the game as well.
So when you look around the stands and you see the support from the other student athletes here at Albion, what does that mean to you as a player?
I think it's great. I mean, we try to be very involved on campus as well. Like, we go to soccer, volleyball, and all that great stuff. And so it's really amazing to see the support and for students to come out and support us on busy school nights as well.
It really does. Well, I'll tell you, another big MIAA win here tonight for you guys, so congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us. I will tell you one thing, though, you're hitting it with the wrong hand.
Oh, I know. I get told that all the time. I think it looks funny, so it's
But
fine.
keep hitting it because it's pretty doggone effective out there, Kate. Thank you very much for coming up and talking to us tonight. Coach, come on in here. I'll tell you what, that was a battle this evening, wasn't it, huh?
Yeah, it's a great conference rivalry. Anytime we play Olivet, it's always super tough, very competitive, and they really made it hard for our hitters to score.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, we asked Kate the story of the very last time out you called when you got those 2 points. Let's get the coach's side of what happened in that huddle that time.
I like to keep things positive no matter what. We needed to control the ball on our side. We had a few too many unforced errors there at the end of the second, end of the fourth, where we allowed them to get a little bit more momentum than we wanted to. We just need to control the ball on our side, pass and system, and I told our setters to run Kate. That's what we needed to do. No one else needs to get the ball. Yeah.
That's a pretty good call right there.
I mean, if I think part of how the game evolves, especially match to match, is setters have to identify who the hot hitters are, and part of their jobs is to get the ball in their hands as the match progresses. So we like that Kate's playing really well right now, and we want to continue to give her those opportunities to be successful.
And Coach, you mentioned momentum, and momentum can be very fickle, that I've noticed in volleyball. How far ahead can you see a momentum shift through your experience?
I mean, with rally scoring, a 3-point swing, like a side out and a run of 3 is a 4-point game. So, I mean, even when you're up maybe 10, a lead of 6 can happen very quickly. And so I think in rally scoring, you can never really take a deep breath because of, how quickly the momentum can change, especially after big kill moments or big blocks. It just changes the whole atmosphere of the game.
This was senior night tonight, Coach, so tell me a little bit about the young ladies that are with you for your final year.
Yeah, such a dedicated group. They've really been all into the program for 4 years, have done a lot of different jobs for us, whether that's in leadership roles, whether that's been on court. I think Kelsey's probably had the most specific job being an outside hitter, but Brielle and Rochelle have done a lot of different jobs over the course of their career, and really try to put the team first.
Yeah. Calvin kind of took care of business tonight over Kalamazoo, 3 sets, no big deal. How's that? Trine's going in their 4th right now, and so they've got a battle going on right now. Okay. Tell me a little bit about this conference and what do you have to do to be in a spot that you want to be in before the regular season is over.
We play in one of the best conferences in the country, so even if somebody's in the bottom place, they've got players that can beat somebody that's number 1 in the country. So it makes us have to bring our best game every night. And if you're in a position like us where we've been seeing more success, we're always going to get everybody's best match, which is what I share with our team, that we have to find ways to win and do the little things right and kind of focus on our process. The things that we need to do each point, each set are extremely important. Yeah,
well, you're doing really well because we're 2-0 right now, so you're making us look really good.
You guys need to be here for everyone. Right?
I like that, and Matt Aaron was listening a little while ago, so hopefully he's still watching and listening.
Hey,
and from Coach's mouth to your ears, Matt, and I know you don't control everything, but boy, we love coming. It sure is fun watching you guys play.
We have an awesome sideline, a great team environment, and they all just play so hard. And it's great because we're like that in practice too. It's just so fun to coach this group of girls, and I just love our team and everything that they're really believing in, especially in our program right now. And they're all about our process.
Looks like a pretty tight bunch out there. I saw some tears with the senior celebration, not only from the seniors and the parents, but also some of the young ladies behind that line as well.
Yeah, I think because we just talk about team family all the time. I mean, we really are. I know it might sound cliche, but we really try to be team family. And when you're spending so much time together and experience such competitive matches together, you find that they are really close, which is an awesome situation.
Jimmy, you got one more for the coach before we let her go?
I was going to ask you the same question I asked a few minutes ago, and that is, when you look on the home bleachers and you see so much support from the other student athletes here at Albion College, what does that mean to you as a coach?
It means so much. I mean, I think that over the course of the last 4 years, we've really tried to grow the game, the sport of volleyball, and I think when you're competitive and the matches are fun and fast-paced, that's going to bring fans, but we love so much that we get so much support from the other student athletes, and we try to repay the favor too, right? We want to be supporting everybody else. People come and support the Volley Brits, so that's what we want to be doing, for everybody else, because that's kind of what our student athlete community is all about. They want to have a great student athlete experience. We want to help with that, and we love the help with that as well. Playing in front of a packed house in Kresge, most people would say we have the best home court advantage in the conference. It's tough to play in here when you're the away team, which is, that's our fans, which is great.
No doubt. Well, congratulations tonight. We're going to be back for the Hope game, and we intend to be 3-0 this year.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's great. I appreciate it.
All right. Hey, congratulations. Good to see you.
Congratulations.
What a great job tonight by the Volley Brits.
Are we allowed to use that?
I think so.
I'm
going to steal that one. That was a good one, and it really was a fun night. We got it looks like a JV game going to go on after this one here tonight as well, as nobody's going home right now except us, as we're going to wrap this one up tonight, Jimmy.
Well, Jim, I want to thank you for joining me tonight on the broadcast squad. Brandon Fisher, the camera operator, the director tonight is Ken Reeker. I want to thank Bobby Lee and also Matt Aaron. Matt, thank you so much for not only tuning in, but shooting us that message. We love the opportunity to continue the partnership working with Albion College, and we greatly appreciate the hospitality and the time of the Volley Brits. I knew I'd get that word in there one more time. But the Brits win in 4, 25-22, 22-25, 25-11, and they cap it with a 26-24 set number 4 victory to go 3-1 and win to stay perfect in the MIAA. For Jim Funderburg, I'm Jim Bellamy. I'm used to being on the other side when it comes to wrapping up, but I'm play-by-play tonight. For Jim Funderburg, I'm Jim Bellamy. Thank you so much for watching the Britain Sports Network. And again, go to gobrits.com and albion.edu for all of your information about Albion College. Have a great night, everybody.